Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to an SB Reacts where today we got ourselves a track from an act named Batman Gamer 13 or BG13 production by AB Youniverse titled Truths and Lies should I say, and if we switch over to here we have ourselves a track on YouTube and we're going to listen through it from start till finish and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go, let's do it. I like the use of Foley. I think that's very effective.
Yo, we living in a world where truth's hard to find. Media spinning stories, playing tricks on the mind. They selling the dream, wrapping in glitter and gold, but underneath the surface is story untold. Politicians lie, say they fight for the poor, but they pocket the cash while they closed every door. Got us divided, red state, blue state, while the puppeteers laugh watching us debate. Truths and lies, we caught in the game, chasing after shots, but we all feel the same. Voices in the streets, they scream for change. Systems all twisted, it's hard to rearrange. Truths and lies, we caught in the game, chasing after shots, but we all feel the same. Voices in the streets, they scream for change. Systems all twisted, it's hard to rearrange.
There's an interesting twang to the vocals, but I kind of dig it. I kind of like it's kind of unique. It's I like the story that's been told here. There's a lot of information to take in, but it's coming.
About the climate, but they burning the trees. Profit over planet, man, it's all just a tease. They say go green, but the green's in the pockets while the ice cap melts and the world just mocks us. Racism is alive, it's a virus in the veins. History repeats, but we still feel the pain. They try to silence voices that rise up and shout, but the truth's like a fire. It's what we're about. Cancel culture's wild. You say what you think. One wrong move and you push to the brain. Freedom of speech, but it's selective at best. We're all just humans trying to pass this test. So let's break the chains, let's rise and unite. No more division, let's shine a new light. We're all in a struggle, no matter the skin. It's time for the truth, let the healing begin. Truths and lies, we caught in the game, chasing after shots, but we all feel the same. Voices in the streets, they scream for change. Systems all twisted, it's hard to rearrange. Truths and lies, we caught in the game, chasing after shots, but we all feel the same. Voices in the streets, they scream for change. Systems all twisted, it's hard to rearrange. So to the fighters, the dreamers, the bold,
That's quite loud.
Let the truth be told. The world full of chaos, let's find our way back. Together we stand, it will never look back.
I like that. It's got a lot of intensity and fire behind it. Not just with the video itself either. Okay, so I feel like that's a positive first impression. For Truth and Lies, we're going to talk about this track more though in the conclusion. Because welcome to the conclusion of my review of this track from an act named Truth and Lies from BG13 production AB Youniverse. Now just before I get into it, I gave this track an overall score of 7.1 out of 10. So I feel like there's stuff here that we can genuinely appreciate. But more before we talk about the track more, what is it about? So I think this song is effectively trying to get everyone together and trying to sort of like understand that we are, we're all got things that we're unhappy with and that we're sort of fighting or protesting. And I think what they're trying to say here is that we should all just come together because we're being divided. And that actually there is like some sort of common enemy and that we all need to sort of like come together and just try and be better than this. It's effectively a song to try and sort of quell the division and frustration and to try and find a sense of common ground. I think that kind of inclination, it's a nice thing for sure. I mean, I think that there are people that will listen to this now, they'll vibe with it, which is cool. I think outside of the story and the fact that it's actually trying to do something genuinely positive, I usually talk about a few things I like about the songs in this sort of like conclusion section of the reaction video, and then also just anything I feel that could be improved. So I think first of all, what I like is the elaboration of the theme. Within this piece, I think that the storytelling that was involved within this was compelling. I liked the verse sections, and I think that we explored things in a way that was positive. And I like that we were relatively succinct with our messaging in the sense that even though it was a quick song regardless, we didn't try to use too many metaphors or anything like that. We're effectively trying to sort of like have more of a conversation, trying to sort of like, I suppose, communicate to others that we can actually find, again, that common ground and stuff like that. And I appreciate that we weren't trying to be sort of bigger than the song itself. I think in addition to that, it's just the fact that this track was 1 minute 59. I don't necessarily feel that this track would have benefited from having an extra verse or an extra interlude or like a solo section or something like that. So I think it's one of those kind of rare occasions where, because we so succinctly rounded out the concept, we had enough. And I don't think we needed to do more than that. I'm really thankful for the fact that we were able to put it into that shorter form factor, as a lot of people are kind of preferring the sort of shorter songs nowadays anyways, especially if they're actively listening to them. It can be a bit of a gamble to sort of take time to listen to even like a 4 or 5 minute track, or even a 3 minute track with some people, especially with the way shorts go. So having something that's 2 minutes is nice and short and sweet. I think it's also the sense of urgency with the 16th note groove overall with the rhythm passages within this. Even if the drums weren't going 16th the entire time, we had other instruments. We had that kind of overall feel to it, even with occasional eighths and quarters on the main accents. And that did, again, it created a sense of urgency, like, oh no, hang on, we really need to focus on the danger of how we're kind of ripping each other apart. We don't need to be doing this. We can be better than this. We can be bigger than this. And I think that's something that's really cool. I have a lot of love for that. I just think that it makes sense to have something in there that's trying to sort of match the lyrics outside of easier things like the keys, or the key signature, or the chord progressions, or the instrument choices and stuff like that. Those subtle elements that can really help to make an experience a bit more sort of like transcendent. In terms of things we could potentially improve, I feel like we could have potentially have had the song about 5 BPM slower. While I appreciate the flow on the mic from the rapper, and I think that we got a lot of those words through clearly, I think in general the beat itself along with the rapping could have benefited by being a bit slower, and I think it would have just given us a bit more kind of oomph on certain consonants and words, and allowed some of the extra responses of those instruments to sort of slap a bit more. I feel like it was okay that we wanted a faster track, but we had a lot of kind of wiggle room. Like, we could have slowed it down just a little bit and still had it be plenty fast, especially again with those sub 16th note kind of things going on within the sub layers. So I think, aside from the fact that we could have gone potentially a little bit slower with the track and still gotten most, if not all, of the effect of it, and just a bit more clarity, some of the vocal parts, as well as some of the other instrumental layers, I think overall I've had a good time with this track. And effectively, this is my review of this track from an act named BG13, produced by AB Youniverse, titled Truth and Lies. And hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please go show some love via their various social medias and YouTube page, and stay cool, stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I'll catch you in the next SP Reacts. Spiderhands out.